Hey, happy Monday to you. Start of a new week. Hope you had yourself a great weekend. Mine was pretty chill. Like I mentioned in the last video, I had a little bit of a staycation. So I kind of wrapped up yesterday. So now it's time to get back to the regular schedule. That's when I came on. Matter of fact, I'm having on time today as well. So, all right. So if you're new here, my name is David, and I talk about how you can create your own fitness, wellness, health plan through personal growth by working on your body, mind, and spirit. Something I call balancing the triad. Even if you've had little to no success, want you to take some ideas, what's going to work for you, what's going to fit into your life. So today we're going to get personal, talk about bodily functions. And that is, do you have gas, bloating, diarrhea regularly? And we're going to see how this thing goes. Notification that got a connection issue. Always a pain in the backside with it. But anyways, yeah, do you have gas, bloating, diarrhea? Now, first of all, and I got connection issues again. So I have no idea what the quality of this video is going to be if it keeps got issues again. Making sure. Now, there are going to be certain foods, like maybe beans. Most of the time, beans are going to create gas. We're not talking about that there. And if you do have some regular issues that you need to go through, make sure and seek out regular medical professionals. This is just something for you to kind of consider. Now, I talk about this because I went through it myself, and I think I mentioned in a video or two, with the 11-day jump start. Now, one of the main purposes of that is to go through and get rid of inflammation, but as an effect of that, people are losing 7 to 15 pounds within 11 days. They're losing inches. Their aches and pains are going away. And I mentioned when I went off of it, because I want to see, okay, how does my body react? I went off it, and the biggest thing one of the biggest things I noticed was my shoulder. I've been having an issue with my right shoulder here, and the pain level, the discomfort was more so than what it's been. I still use the Wave Watch pretty much I use this thing every day. If anything, I use when I go to sleep. This does knock it down, but didn't take care of the inflammation completely, so that was part of nutrition. The other factor that happened when I went back to eating the way I did previously, because with the 11-day jump start, you're basically eating paleo. So you were cutting certain food groups out. You're going more natural. So when I went back to eating the way I did before, as a result of that, I definitely have more gas, and I spent more time sitting on the toilet. That's personal, but I said we are getting into some details here, getting bodily functions. So what that is, though, that was an indication letting me know that there's certain foods my body doesn't agree with. It doesn't really like so much. Now, for a lot of people, we're not talking about there's certain things like lactose intolerant where they actually kind of get sick from it. This might be along those lines. Is that if you have too much, it depends. It's going to vary from person to person. Somebody's a little trial and error to figure out what works for you. But if you start having more dairy, your body might not like it very much. Like I said, with 11-day jump start, I wasn't eating very, very little dairy. I'd have maybe some cheese and a little bit there, but I've hardly any dairy. I wasn't eating any type of bread products, hardly at all. I didn't have any beans, no corn. There was a variety of things I didn't have, and I went back into it. Because if I have chips, I usually have corn chips. And I would have cheese, but I've hardly had cheese at all in the past couple of months. But I would have maybe a smoothie with some regular milk, and didn't always have almond milk or oat milk, but had there. And I would notice the effect. So let me get back on track here. What I noticed is during the 11-day jump start, that's a little sidetrack here. Sometimes it's not always what you notice, it's what you don't notice. I have this when I work on people, do therapeutic work with people. They might go for a month or so and suddenly come back, that my neck, and they go, oh, it's been gone for a month. Otherwise, same situation. Once I went off the 11 jump start and started going back into regular foods, that's when I noticed I'm going, oh man, I've been gassy, a little more time on the toilet, which means, okay, foods aren't quite, my body doesn't like it very much. I didn't necessarily notice that during before because it wasn't there. So again, sometimes you don't notice what isn't there. But it's let me know. It's like, okay, I got to be careful with what I eat. Now, for some people, it can be issues with dairy. So apparently, I never thought I had an issue with dairy, but both the way I reacted when I went back on consuming it, my body didn't like it very much. So, okay, so I got to limit my dairy consumption. And for some people, it's not necessarily be gluten, which you hear that all the time, gluten-free. It might not necessarily be the gluten as it would be with ancient grain had about 14 chromosomes. Modern grain, the wheat has about 47, I think it is. And that's for some people, that's where they have the issue is. Excuse me. They have issues digesting that. It's not the gluten for some people. Again, for some people. It's not the gluten, it's the chromosome issue. So if they go through and they take something like einkorn, they're okay with that. Einkorn bran can be made with, they can make pasta, you can make bread out of it. There's granola, there's a variety of things you can eat with that. They're okay consuming that if they make it into bread versus more modern bread. So there's a difference, but just going to figure things out. Well, bottom line is, what I want you to consider though, is if you do have it on a regular basis, and instead of thinking this is just life, this is how I am, no, that is not life, that is not normal. A lot of times if you have it on the regular basis, it's letting you know something might be off. Something's not quite working right. And that could simply be what you're choosing to eat. So maybe time to kind of consider changing nutrition up for a while. Now, the 11-day jumpstart, that's just going 11 days. I know with my, through Institute of Transformative Nutrition, we did an elimination diet where you're eliminating foods. We're going over that for 28 days. But there might be a chance you can go through some, start cutting some foods out. You cut some foods out for a while, and then you can slowly add them back in to see how your body reacts. But yeah, if you got some type of glass bloating diarrhea on a regular basis, let me know something's off, and it might simply be your eating. And how do you do that? You start, an idea is to do elimination diet, start factoring those things out, and maybe slowly bring it back in. Want some more details on that? Just send me a message, or join the Facebook group and ask in there. So there might be other people on have the same question for you. But anyways, that's what we got for you today. Yeah, nice little topic to start off the week, get you start thinking. But yeah, and if you get a question like that, leave them in the comments there. They'll be in the description. There'll also be a link to my Facebook group where you get some free trainings in there. So have yourself a great start to the week. Stay cool out there. I know when I check the temperature, it is just after 10 o'clock. So temperature 89 where I'm at today. So take care, and balancing to you.